Hello, everybody. We are back with another episode of COVID Clinic. In this clinic, I shall bring to you some of the latest development in the field that has come out in some of the world's topmost journal, including Nature. So, the virus that we are dealing with, COVID, is an extremely dangerous virus. And the reason for this is that, unlike many other virus which attaches to the body, the chance of its entering the body is almost like a statistics. In some cases, it can enter the body, in some cases, it cannot. Now, as you know, this particular virus has got a protein that comes out of that sticks out of its body, which attaches with the human cell. It's the human cell attached with the human cell. Now, just this attachment doesn't mean it'll go in, and there are some coronaviruses that have the same protein, but they cannot infect. Why? Now we know why, and now we know why this particular virus, COVID-2, is such a dangerous virus. Unlike other COVID viruses, while it comes and attaches to the human body, it also causes release of enzymes that is found along the host cell that helps to break open the capsule of the cell that will allow the virus to get inside the cell. Or that's typically out of a Hollywood or a Bollywood movie where the hero is locked inside a steel room and the devil comes in using a big laser to break down the steel or the iron door and then comes in. So this virus is that's why a deadly invader. It is not by chance that it gets into a cell, but it has got mechanism which increases its ability to get into a cell, which many other dangerous viruses might not be having, like the Ebola virus. So that's one of the reasons now we understand why it's so highly infective. So if you get a virus, one or two virus, there is big chance that that virus will be able to enter your body either through your upper throat or through your lung and invade, causing COVID infection. The other aspects of COVID that is important to understand is we just had a report, not by a peer-reviewed journal, but by a powerful group in Western US called the Los Alamos National Lab. They have found out that the present strain of the virus is a highly malignant strain compared to the older ones. It seems this strain was seen for the first time in February in Europe. Then it migrated to the east of the US. And obviously, you guys must have seen the massive number of deaths and massive number of infection in the US. Deaths, the rate of people dying is over 75,000 now. So this strain, which is a much more malignant strain, could be responsible, and that's what they believe is responsible for the attack in the Europe, which has taken a large number of life, both in Spain as in Italy, and now United Kingdom is on the verge of going to the top Europe-wise, and then it migrated also to the Americas, and a large number of deaths, predominantly in the eastern part of America, New York, New Jersey, Connecticut, and Boston, Massachusetts, possibly has this strain of the virus. So, with this, I'd like to come to an end, but before that, let me get you a very good news. And the news is this, that we now have another drug that is effective for treating COVID. So, let's tell you what exactly it is. As you know, people with mild COVID don't need to go to a hospital. People who are asymptomatic don't even know they are COVID. But people with moderate to severe COVID goes to the hospital, and some of them actually die. Now, the death is not exactly caused by the virus, but unfortunately, it is caused by the body's own response against the virus. What do I mean by that? What I mean is the body is infected by the virus. Initially, the virus suppresses body's immunity, so body does not even know that an alien has come over and invaded it. Then slowly the virus invades the cell, hundreds and thousands of cells are invaded, and their own production factory is stopped and the virus production factory starts. So, using the genetic material of the human, the virus produces hundreds and thousands of its own copy. Now, when the body realizes that, it hits back. Now, this hitting back is with a huge force. There's a large number of cascade of chemicals that is released. Hundreds and thousands of blood cells called the WBCs or white blood cells, some cells known as the natural killer cells which can eat up the virus. Hundreds and thousands of them are released in the blood and they go to the lung trying to kill and get rid of the virus. But unfortunately, what happens is this millions of chemicals that are released causes widespread bystander damage. What does that mean? That means is that it is you want to kill a mosquito sitting in your body and you decide to get a battle tank to kill that mosquito. Obviously, along with the mosquito, you, the host, will also be killed. Same is the story here. The amount of ammunition unleashed by the body in terms of cells, hundreds of different chemicals which are dangerous, it causes massive damage to multiple organs like lung, heart, kidneys, which actually causes death. And there are some evidence also that the virus also produces certain chemicals while it is dividing that can actually cause the body's own cell to die. It's like self-suicide. It's like suicide. But it's a suicide or maybe a homicide that is perpetuated by the virus, but it's an information packet that comes from the virus which tells the body to kill itself, and that's what happens. Multiple cells get killed. So, in a combination of these two facts, the most common cause is because a ton of abnormal chemicals like interleukin 6 is released, and this releases a whole barrage of chemicals and blood cells, which goes on rampage, killing the body, and obviously then killing the virus. But unfortunately, because of the severe damage to the kidneys, to the lungs, and the heart, the person dies also. So the predominant chemical that does this is called interleukin 6. And we had a small study with a drug, tocilizumab, which blocks interleukin 6. So giving this drug has shown promise, but there's one big problem. The problem is this, that we do not know really when to give. Because as you understand that this thing that is happening inside the body to kill the virus finally results in killing and throwing out the virus, while the massive extra reaction that takes place producing bystander damage is what we don't want. So what stage of the disease should we give it so that the normal reaction to kill the virus is not muted, at the same time there is no overreaction that kills the host, needs to be found out. More tests are on the anvil and we'll come to know about it soon. I'll take leave from you guys today. Shall come back soon with more important and more relevant news on the COVID virus.